Guys, even though this is a crypto channel, I am going to talk about this time a greater societal issue, and it's with the murder of the United Healthcare CEO called Luigi Mangione. Now, even if he, let's say, did commit the crime and the jury basically all conclude unanimously that he did kill the United Healthcare CEO, he could still walk scot-free. Now, this has happened before. It's not like super common, obviously, but it does happen. And the process is called jury nullification. What that means is the jury deliberates. They're like, all 12 of them agree that, yeah, he did shoot the United Healthcare CEO, but they can be like, you know what? Doesn't matter. We don't think it's a crime, so therefore we're going to return a verdict of not guilty. Remember, criminal cases can actually go to the Supreme Court. So, like, if he wins in circuit court and then, he wins the appeal, essentially, then he's going to walk scot-free, even though the jury did conclude that he did indeed shoot the United Healthcare CEO. And this is generally when a jury wants to say, like, there's a greater societal issue at hand. Like, let's say, for instance, God, kills Satan, right? And he will in the future. But, there's a jury. Let's just pretend that there is. The jury says, yeah, he did kill Satan, but he's God, and, he's within rights to kill Satan because we all hate Satan, and we're not going to find him guilty. They can actually do that, and he gets to walk scot-free. So this is actually, in this particular case, I do think the prosecutors do have to be wary of this, and this is why they should spend extra time selecting the jury, because there are a lot of people that are sympathetic to the United Healthcare, not the healthcare CEO, but to the shooter. I do sympathize with the shooter because I know a lot of people that have been denied coverage, but I would not vote not guilty because, he shot him, and shooting people, if you're not in a war, I would return a verdict of guilty because we can't have a bunch of vigilantes running around doing whatever the hell they want with our justice system, obviously. You kill someone, you murder someone where they're walking out on the street, you're guilty. Yes, that guy may indeed be evil. And a lot of healthcare CEOs I'm not a huge fan of, especially those whose companies have denied more percentage of claims than any other healthcare company. And yes, they do it for profits because United Healthcare is extremely profitable, but they do it on the suffering of others. Unfortunately, that's not illegal. And he is the CEO, so he does set the tone for the company. But you can't just go around and shooting people that you don't actually like in America. So I would still return a verdict of guilty, despite my somewhat hostile feelings towards the United Healthcare CEO. But I think there are people that are way more extreme than I am. I've never had a family member be denied healthcare. I don't really use United Healthcare. Neither does my family. My healthcare, they actually don't really challenge most of my claims, and I don't really make too many of them, honestly. But the United Healthcare CEO, he could actually face that kind of problem with his murder, because basically, some people I've seen, stuff online raising him up to be a saint, and I definitely don't believe that. And remember, you have to get a unanimous 12-person verdict of not guilty, and that actually might be kind of hard to find 12 people that aren't very sympathetic to the killer. So you could actually get a hung jury, because you might have 10 of them saying, yeah, he's guilty, we should do guilty, but 2 of them are like, I don't know, man, what he did, I don't really think it deserves to be a crime. Or I just don't want to vote him guilty, and you get a hung jury. Now, when you get a hung jury, the prosecutor can try the trial again. But, if you get a hung jury multiple times over, the district attorney will probably just drop the case, because the voters are going to get tired of paying for a trial over and over again. And if you, try the same trial 10 times, get the same result, and it's a big trial, there is a very, very good chance that you get voted out as district attorney, so they have to look at it that way. And plus, if you get a hung trial 9 or 10 times, you're probably going to get a hung trial again, and he's probably going to walk. So that's how he can actually get away scot-free, even if every person on the jury does actually think he did indeed shoot the United Healthcare CEO, because they sympathize with him and they vote that it's not a crime to shoot an evil person, which I actually think it is. If you're not in war, obviously, still is a crime, and who's evil or not is up to the eye of the beholder, and we can't have people running around with vigilante justice in our system. But yeah, he could actually walk, even though the jury deliberates that he shot him. Instances where this has happened in the past, and thank God this doesn't happen today, is where a white guy basically killed a black guy. This is like back in the 50s and 60s where racism was a lot more rampant. Basically, a white guy killed a black guy, and it was a group of 12 white jurors. And they basically said, yes, he did kill him, but since he's white, we don't think it's a crime. And a couple of those people did get off scot-free. That wouldn't happen today, obviously. But just to show it does actually happen, and if you actually look back in history, you'll see instances where that actually does happen. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.